My name is Wessam ABOZAID. I am the co-founder, and CEO at Podlines. Podlines is a platform for Arabic podcasts. So I don't want to spend a lot of time talking about Podlines because you will have a full presentation in our booth. I will just tell you the story behind Podlines. So more than 2 years ago, in the summer of 2018, I was working with my brother in our digital advertising agency, and I told him, let's do something that no one inside Egypt is doing. Let's try to put ads on podcasts. He answered me, what's a podcast? And his answer shocked me because at that time I was studying at Chicago, and I became familiar with the realm of podcasting from there. But I realized that no one around me in Egypt knew what a podcast is, and the reason was that there was almost no content in English in Egyptian Arabic. There were like 3 podcasts. Only one of them was good, but it was in English. So I started researching and trying to find out why something like this is not in Egypt yet, and realized that Egypt is like a country where people just like are used to watching foreign stuff like movies from the US and from Europe, and because podcasting is not doesn't have a visual element. It's very hard to get podcasting in Egypt unless you have content that is localized. So at first we tried to be a podcast advertising platform like Midroll, but there was no content to monetize. So we decided that if we are going to go into this industry of podcasting, then we will have to create one platform, and we'll try to aggregate all efforts into creating, producing, promoting, and monetization. We launched it in August 2019. Back then, we had only 9 shows on the platform, but so far things have been going greatly, and we now have almost 180 podcasts. 120 of them are originals, and they are recorded in this studio where I'm sitting right now. I'm going to jump into the presentation quickly, so I will tell you about our efforts in monetizing podcasts in Egypt. Moving forward, at the end of 2019, we were starting to see our platform growing, and we started hitting venture capital firms because we wanted to fuel our growth. But there was this problem that we were still pre-revenue. We didn't have any money coming from podcasts, so meetings didn't go well, obviously, and we started looking for ways to make money. So we first found that the best way to make money out of podcasts is to put all of the Egyptian podcasts in one place and try to aggregate their traffic so that I will have an inventory big enough to sell to advertisers. In January 2020, we managed to find an advertising deal for Podlines, and we had a campaign with Realme phones. Realme phones, the one on the right. The campaign started at March 2020. It was at the beginning of the coronavirus, but that's because the decision was made 2 months before that. We had them running on our platform for towards the end of May, and then we got a campaign with Brava Coffee, and after that we managed to get a campaign with BBC Arabic. Then things didn't go well for a reason, because I had to join the Egyptian army at that time. It's a mandatory army service in the country. So I had to take a step back because of that. But at the same time, my team was working, but there was no one to source deals for the platform. And this is something that I'm getting back to right now. In October, and of course we have the because we have integration between the server and between our application. We have our own application. we can get more analytics from our campaigns and from our shows than can be found on other places or using the traditional RSS feed. We support RSS feed, but we also use our solution. So that helped us get deals because if any of you is familiar with the advertising lingo, the click-through ratio for our campaigns, like how many people respond to ads that they listen to on our platform, was higher than average, higher than what's average in the industry. It was 12%, and that helped us get deals at the time before things didn't go so well for me. Um, but at the same time, we had some of our users asking us, please have a subscription because I don't like to listen to ads and I really like your service. So we started working on Audio Plus, which is a subscription. The subscription removes ads, it enables offline downloads, and we will add more features that are not currently there yet. But this is mainly just for those power users who really dislike ads, and we don't want to lose their interest in the platform and in Egyptian podcasts. So, what do we do differently? As Jerry said, podcasting has two major problems. One of them is monetization, and the other one is discovery, promotion. So the traditional part of what we do is just like trying to get ads running on podcast, and a lot of people do that. But what we do differently is that we are going in a way that's more like YouTube, so that you can monetize your shows as a revenue share model. So when you have ads running on your podcast, you will know how many impressions you got, the percentage cut that you get, and you will know how many listens from the Body Plus users happened on your shows, and you will get also your cut from that. And I don't think that there is a platform in the world currently that do this so simply. But as a startup, the thing that we can do better than anyone else is experimentation, and this is what we have been doing for the past year. What we are working next for the platform itself is that we will start enabling native display ads. We will use it to convert to Podio Plus because we think it's very promising, and it will be a much better option for podcasters for monetization than ads. It's much less hassle. It's less hassle for them. And we're also starting to do some partnerships with programmatic supply side server ads, so that what happened with us last year doesn't happen again. If for any reason we can't source direct deals for our podcasters, we will always have programmatic ads running from ad exchanges such as Google Ads Manager or Triton Digital. Um, so I think this was it for us. So for me, I still have 1 month left in my army service, but we have things lined up for us. So we will be back on fundraising. We think that we have everything ready to scale. And we are looking for partnerships, and we are looking for Arabic and especially Egyptian podcast creators who want to work with us. Please visit the website. Tell us about how you like or don't like the user experience, and if anyone has any suggestions or have any question, please go ahead. I'm done.
Wessam, what are Egyptian podcasts like? Is there a style to them that's different to most other podcasts?
So I'm going to say something, and it's not going to like a lot of people, is that Egyptians are very creative. The way the Middle East like the history of the Middle East and some of the political and history of the place, Egypt was the first place in the Middle East. It's either Egypt or Lebanon that had cinema, and it happened that people tuned into Egyptian shows and Egyptian movies, and people around the region, they understand Egyptian dialect at least to a good extent. And Egypt is the largest population. We crossed 100 million Egyptian citizens last year, I think. So we do have a lot of talent. And as I told you, when we started the platform, we had only 9 shows there. And we created this studio to help people who have an idea, but they need help with production, they need help with audio engineering, to come and so that we can help them create a show and put it out there. And the demand from content was so huge that we had to create a pipeline. I remember in September 2019, we pushed like 9 shows, 10 shows one time at the platform, and my team just couldn't handle it. Like, for example, the people running social media, they didn't know what's new and what's coming up and all of that. So we had to create a pipeline. So if I'm talking with you, Jerry, and you want to create a podcast and you need help from us, we will start preparing for the podcast next month, and it will be published the month after. So I'm like trying to slow down the process so that I can handle it, and so that I am able to make sure that the quality is always there. Because if we don't keep the quality, then why do any of that, you know? So we have a variety of content. We have more than 20 genres now. We have fiction, we have dramas, we have interview style podcasts. We have very good thrillers, and the thing that we do best is comedy. We have some pretty good comedy shows on our platform. And the thing I like is that the podcasters they compete with each other, and that's good for the platform and good for the listener.
Your favorite part about it? I mean, from launching a product yourself, I know lots of people want to do something like this and they don't quite get it off the ground, or they can be a bit shy away from the challenge. What was it like going from thinking with your brother, we're going to do something, we're going to tackle a problem? How have you found that challenge? So
my brother definitely has the entrepreneurial spirit. Right after graduating, he started a small business with his friends. So that definitely broke the barrier for me. But for Badiou, as you said, it's usually the case that the idea stays in your head. But at that time, I was studying economics, by the way, Mr. Fadi. I was studying and I took an application development course, and it had this project that I had to work on. So I went to my professor and I told him about the idea in my head, and he told me that it's outside the scope of this course, but there's a pitch competition that is organized by the University of Chicago, and one of the tiers of this competition gave rise to Grubhub, the first food delivery startup in the world. So he told me that even if it doesn't work out for you, if you go through this competition, you will learn a lot and you will definitely take steps. I felt like it was a lot. I managed to fill the form and write a feasibility study and apply. And the name Badiou came just like that because I had to fill an application. I didn't think too much about it. We went. It was probably the best thing that happened to me, and it was very tough, very intense, and I learned a lot. And the big surprise was that we won the competition, and we got a small pre-seed fund that helped us furnish this studio. So I think that is the reason that why we actually took action. And was it hard? It definitely was hard, and it still is hard. Last year was the hardest, but I think that if you like what you are doing, it can make things easier, at least psychologically.
Fantastic. Really interesting hearing you talk about it, actually. And I think lots of challenges pop up for different people from different times, and it's always going to be tough is probably the lesson. But Podu looks like a fantastic platform Remind us, Wessam, what do you want people to do? If anyone's listening now, you want them to go to the website, you want them to experience it as both a listener. Can people get in touch with you if they want to give you a podcast? What can people do from here on in?
So if you are not interested in creating an Arabic podcast, you can go just try it. Feedback is the one thing that we need most, because as I told you, we are a startup and we are experimenting and we do mistakes. So we always want good feedback, even criticism. If you are an Arabic podcaster, I will just write in the chat. This is a form that you can fill, add your podcast on our platform. You can do it automatically on the website because we get a lot of spam. So I have someone specifically just filtering all of the things that get sent to us. Because as you know, a lot of people start a podcast and they don't finish them. So it's important for us that we try to create like this artificial commitment, like just to see how serious the person is. Because we don't keep podcasts on our platform if they have less than 8 episodes. As I told you, for us, what we need right now, we are fundraising. We need funds. The biggest problem that we have is that our tech team is working part-time on Podio. They are partners, but they have their full-time jobs at some really interesting places in Egypt. And in the triangle, we choose like quality, cost, and time. We had to give up time because we need the cost to be down because we are bootstrapping, and we need the quality to be up, as I said, because why else would we do it if we are not going for good quality? So things take time. Our projects take time. And I need funds to get my team working full time. We need to get things done more quickly because, as you know, things in the world of podcasting move very fast, and we need to keep up. Like sometimes we have this crazy idea and we want to work on it, and we I follow Pod News and I see that like another startup out there in the world started working on something similar. Of course, ideas are a dime a dozen, and it's always about execution. But yeah, I think that we need to work faster, and we will need money to do that. So yeah, wish us luck. We hope to raise funds before the end of the year.
Yeah, really inspiring. Wessam, just don't forget, everyone, if you are sitting there and you want to pop something in the chat or the Q&A, I'm looking at it, and we'll pass those questions over to Wessam just before you stop speaking. I do want to say thanks to Wessam. I put you up, I mixed the order up because I was finished speaking early, so thanks for stepping in. I suppose, Wessam, if I could say, are you going to make a podcast about being in the army, that experience? Would that be a good idea, bad idea?
There is so much rich content for that, but I will go to jail definitely. So yeah, no, thank you.
Yeah. Okay. Well, listen, while we've got everyone here, feel free to drop questions, and we can even go between speakers. I think we're going to have some time at the end. I've got one here, Wessam, in the chat. I don't know if you could see it. The question, wondering if you work with networks.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we started working with networks like a few months ago. We are now working with Kern Culture. We're working with the العربي podcast. We're working on الجزيرة podcasts, and soon I think we will probably work with Finland Media. I don't know, and we are always looking for partnerships. The thing is, currently we are catering to the Egyptian audience. So if a network doesn't have modern standard Arabic shows, or if it has shows in English, we only pick the things that will suit our audience for now. And very soon we will have like Podio Saudi and Podio Dubai and Podio Lebanon, so that the experience is more personalized to the audience, because we don't want to put everything out there like without any curation, because as you know, it's not going to work. People will not know what to listen, and you will lose all the meaning and all the value that that we brought up in the platform.